Welcome, everybody, to the final score. I'm your host, Nicholas Marcinov, and today we are going to be talking about how the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be marching their way into the 2021 NHL playoffs. Now, I have been gone for a little over a month, and that was mostly due to college reasons, but I am back just in time for the playoffs, and I'm so excited. The VGK have worked hard this season, being put into a brand new division, mostly made up of Pacific Division rivals that they are familiar with, but also with the Colorado Avalanche, St. Louis Blues, and Minnesota Wild. The VGK have proven to be good enough to become the first team to qualify for the NHL playoffs on April 21st, 2021. And that coincidentally was my dad's birthday. So happy birthday to my dad. His favorite team is making the playoffs in year 4. So let's take a quick look and see how the VGK got there, at least with the records and stuff. So the current record that they made it in was 33, 11, and 2, which gave them 68 points. And as it currently stands, that is good enough to be number one in all of NHL, just one above the Carolina Hurricanes. However, the Colorado Avalanche also have a game in hand since they just lost to the St. Louis Blues. I will be talking about the Colorado Avalanche in another video later down the line. But let's take a quick look at the goal scorers for the VGK, the leading point scorers. Right here is Mark Stone, who we acquired from the Ottawa Senators a couple of years ago. And ever since he came to the Vegas Golden Knights, he has been very productive. I think the Vegas Golden Knights are probably happy that they got him. They love him so much that they allowed him to become the first ever captain in Vegas Golden Knights team history. Uh, and he's leading the way in points as he should be with 18 goals, 35 assists, and 53 points. He's had a tremendous year and he's only starting to heat up now as he's running a 6-game point streak, I believe. Right behind him is the leading goal scorer of the team, Max Pacharetti, with 22 goals, 24 assists, and 46 points. He's been doing fantastic ever since we also acquired him from the Montreal Canadiens. Uh, and then for the third most points on the team, it's actually Shea Theodore with 6 goals, 32 assists, and 42 points. Shea is one of the better defensemen on the team. Everybody on the team has just been working very well together. They've been showing that they want the Stanley Cup. But it's not always about who you have in front of you, it's also about who you have behind you. And the Vegas Golden Knights have one of the best goalie tandems in all of the league. Now, as much as Pete DeBoer wants to have Robin Lehner be the starting goaltender, probably moving forward, uh, Marc-Andre Fleury has been proving why he's more than deserving to earn that starting goaltender spot. Marc-Andre Fleury on the season is 21 and 10 with 0 overtime losses. His save percentage is 926 with a 2.08 goals against average. He has been killing it. He also broke the record for fourth all-time wins by a goaltender, and he's only 2 away from breaking, or rather tying, Roberto Lungo for third all-time in wins. He just needs 3 to break the record. Marc-Andre Fleury is just having a renaissance right now. He's looking great in there, and honestly, I just want Vegas to help him get another ring with this new team. Uh, but right behind him is Robin Lehner, who is 11, 1, and 2 on the season. Now, you might be saying, why has Robin Lehner, there's such a big gap in number of games played? And it was because Robin Lehner was unavailable for a big chunk of the season. And so Marc-Andre Fleury had to step in big time. But everybody loves to play in front of Robin Lehner. Look at that, 11, 1, and 2. That's very good. A 919 save percentage, a 2.11 goals against average. Robin Lehner has not been a slouch. When he's been on the ice, he has been there to win. Both of these two goaltenders have been fantastic this season, and it's really going to be important if they can keep it up going into the postseason. There's still plenty of games to play, and as it stands right now, the Vegas Golden Knights are on track to possibly win the President's Trophy. Now, if you know about the President's Trophy, you also know about the curse. So, is it really a good thing to win the President's Trophy if that means that you probably aren't going to win the President's Cup? Mm. Uh, for this team, I think they probably want to win the cup more than they want to win the trophy. Uh, but let's just talk about what to expect. Now, they are first in the Pacific Division, I believe it's called. Just give me the West Division, excuse me. They're number one in the West Division, and they will be facing off against the St. Louis Blues if everything were to stop right now. Uh, that is potentially a good matchup for the Vegas Golden Knights. What they want to avoid, though, is possibly dropping to number two and having to play the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild have actually sort of had their number for a long time. It just seems that whenever they play the Minnesota Wild, they really tend to struggle. And the Minnesota Wild are becoming one of the most must see teams this season for a lot of their young players, as well as Cam Talbot having a good season lately. So the Vegas Golden Knights probably want to try and hold on to the number one spot so they can play the Blues. But I think the matchup that all hockey fans are going to be looking forward to, if it even happens, is the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Out of the six meetings that we've seen so far, they've traded wins. They're 3-3 against each other. Those have been fantastic games. I also live streamed whenever they played in Lake Tahoe, and that was a blast despite the Vegas Golden Knights losing that game. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm a little biased towards my own team, but I promise that whenever I do these team evaluations, I'm very fair. The Vegas Golden Knights, they they need to win? That is probably the biggest question that I will be asking for all of the playoffs teams. Do they need to win the Stanley Cup? For the Vegas Golden Knights, they need to win. They are no longer playing with house money. The first season, they were playing with house money. Nobody expected them to get far. The second season, also playing with house money. They weren't expected to get far. But last season, when they lost to the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Finals, that's when the pressure was really starting to be put on them. Can they make it to the Stanley Cup Finals again? This season, they need to do what this jersey says: always advance, never retreat. They need to win the cup. Now, are they going to win the cup is a completely separate question, and I don't want you to get confused with who I think is going to win the Stanley Cup. I just want you to know that this is the season that the Vegas Golden Knights need to go all in and win. Uh, this has been a fantastic season for the Golden Knights. Here's a little bit more about this little background that I chose to do. Go Knights Go. Vegas Golden Knights, 68 points on the season. They are doing fantastic for themselves. Honestly, they've been fantastic. This season has been very odd because of the way that it was stretched, or not stretched, but set up rather. Only 56 games are going to be played, and there's still plenty of games to get the seedings and everything. Whenever it all goes forward and is finished, we'll see just how the Vegas Golden Knights can do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final score. Thank you, and good night.